Wade
and Wade
Reacts.
This is our review for One Piece, the live action version, season 1, and we're gonna tell you the good, the bad, and our nitpicks. What good did you find in this show?
The cast was perfectly chosen. Let's start with Luffy. Iñaki Godoy is perfect as Luffy. Absolutely perfect. He behaves just as Luffy does in the anime. He has the same mannerisms. He embodies the essence of Luffy perfectly. That was a perfect choice. He's like what Luffy would be if Luffy was actually a real person. And Zoro really stood out to me as well. The actor that played him, his name escapes me at this point, but he did a great job. The whole cast was perfect and did a fantastic job at embodying these characters. The sets were visually appealing, and it gave the viewer the feel as if they were actually there. It gave you the feel of what it would be like to actually live in the world of One Piece.
Yeah, I like that too about the show.
And they capture what One Piece is actually about. One Piece is about the individual characters' dreams, but they all come together simultaneously to achieve a common goal.
Yeah, I liked everything about this show. As far as the live action goes, they captured the heart of One Piece pretty well. I liked the soundtrack. The music was enjoyable. The action was good too. That's one thing that surprised me, because usually, anime action is over the top. To try to transfer that to live action, they did a good job. I mean, it wasn't the same as the anime, but as far as live action goes, there was some top-notch action. It's up there with other shows that's out.
This series plays like a movie. That's one thing that's good about it.
Fast-paced, yeah.
It's fast-paced. It doesn't feel like daytime TV programming.
No, not at all.
They made sure that it didn't feel that way, and that's a good thing that they're making series more cinematic.
Yeah.
This is straight to the point. It doesn't drag in any episode. They give you what you're looking for.
Another good thing too, they please the fans. We've seen stuff in the past when it comes to adaptations, they like to change stuff. They like to make people in relationships that they weren't in the anime or the manga. Like, a lot of people are requesting that Nami and Zoro get together. Like, man, get out of here. But they captured One Piece. That's what I can say. They captured it pretty well. So let's get into the bad. Did you have any bad, or did you find anything bad about this show?
I didn't really find anything bad about this show. I thought the show was pretty entertaining throughout. And considering the fact that I have not seen the anime since I was a kid, and I only got to a certain episode in season 1, because watching One Piece on Saturday morning, you can't really get too far into the anime. So I don't really have anything to compare it to. So from what I've seen, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't have any bad with this show either. I couldn't find anything bad about it. For what it was, it served its purpose. So as far as the bad, I don't have anything. But we're going to the nitpicks. I got a lot of nitpicks with this show. So do you have any nitpicks?
When they introduced the Fishmen, I looked at some of the costumes and I'm like, what the heck? Y'all know better than this. Y'all could have did a lot better. Instead of caking up prosthetics on their arms, you could have used their real arms for realistic purposes and let them put a mask on like they had. But some of the suits were like, come on.
Yeah.
Looks like y'all bought these from the store. And then when the Straw Hat Pirate crew was looking for Arlong Park, they saw Nami in the village, and instead of following her back to Arlong Park, being sneaky and following her, they go and ask somebody else where Arlong Park is, when they could have just saved time and followed her.
Because you rolled over.
Yeah, because she was going back that way anyway.
Now, as far as my nitpick goes, this is really nitpicky. I did not like the Usopp storyline. They really butchered the storyline, because the Usopp storyline was just to me, in the East Blue Saga, that was my favorite storyline. They had the Captain Kuro and his pirates. They were really a colorful cast. They cut a lot of his pirates out. The main pirate I was looking for was Django. He's the guy. He does the moonwalk, and he tries to hypnotize people, and he ends up hypnotizing himself. He wasn't in there. I didn't like the Nami story scene because in the anime, the village knows what she's doing. They don't think that she has turned her back on them. They took that part out, which it makes sense for that. I can forgive that. But me watching the anime, I was like, man, I wanted to be like the anime. But it wasn't like the anime enough for me. And another thing too, the fights that they had, I was just nitpicking the fights because One Piece is like, it's heavy action. And I didn't see that in this live action. I know they're limited because it is live action, but just me watching the anime, I'm like, man, I want this, I want that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I had as far as my nitpick.
There's another one I left out. There were some really bad cuts. In particular, when Arlong made his speech, I was looking at those cuts like, those look like YouTuber cuts. Usually when they want to cut out a certain mistake or they want to cut out when they say a cut, they'll cut to a different camera angle and show you the characters from a different point of view. But they didn't do that. They kept the camera in one spot and just made cuts. You could tell, okay, they cut this part, or they said cut here, or he may have messed up, so they placed another piece of footage here. It's like, y'all could have made some smoother cuts.
Yeah, the camera work wasn't really all that good in this show. They made a lot of questionable choices when it came to how they chose to film it.
And it was noticeable. It's like, bruh, really, you just made a cut right there. At least hide it. Make it smooth for us. Because that adds to the viewer experience.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about the Usopp arc, doing what they did, Usopp never got to show that he is, well, he did a little bit in the Arlong Park. He showed that he was brave, but in his arc, they showed, okay, the reason why the Straw Hats need Usopp on their team, or why they want him to be on their team. On this show, why did they want him to come with them? He was a coward. He was hiding, which he is. Usopp is a coward in the beginning of the manga or the anime. But why would you want him to come with you?
It seems like they wanted him to accompany them because he was good company. Plus, he's a great storyteller, even though he's lying in all the stories he tells.
Yeah, maybe that. And then they took away, a lot from even Sanji's arc. There's pirates that come to attack the what is it called? Baratier, the restaurant ship. They cut those pirates out. They let Mihawk kill them. And it made sense to save time, but I wish this show was longer. I wish they had like 12 or 15 episodes so they could fit in a little bit of those character moments that they took out.
Me too. I want to touch on, what's his name? The guy who plays Mihawk. He did a real good job.
Oh, yeah.
That character right there.
Yeah, I forgot all about it.
I can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah, Mihawk, and I know a lot of people was giving Shanks a hard time. I like the dude that plays Shanks.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Now that you make me remember, I can go all the way back, but I don't want to hold this review too long.
Yeah, for the sake of time.
Yeah, so from a scale from whack to masterpiece, where do you rank this show?
Since this is season 1 of One Piece, I would say that it's not a masterpiece. We would have to wait until all the seasons air and are completed. And it's definitely not whack. I would say this series is good. It's entertaining throughout. Great cast. They embody the characters perfectly. I didn't hear that any of the fans of the anime were disappointed with any of the character choices. Well, that's not true. But the main characters they were satisfied with. Good action scenes. It's visually appealing, visually captivating. And they captured the essence of what One Piece is about. So I would say it's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you too. This is a good show. If you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and watch it. if you're on the fence about it because you are a hardcore One Piece manga or anime fan, this will not be a one-to-one copy of the manga or the anime, but it does meet the expectations of the fans.
That's true.
So that's been our review for One Piece, like the live action version season 1. Don't forget to like this video. Tell us down in the comments, do you like this show? Are you going to be watching it? Have you already watched it? Or you just don't want to watch it at all? Share this video. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And we out of here.
Peace.